Right, so this is your shoulder injury toolbox. Now, obviously, again, shoulders are going to take a battering as far as the sport's concerned, and whether that's either actually in combat or training or in your S&C sessions, what I see a lot of happening with shoulders is you get this thing called scapular dyskinesis. So you get a shoulder problem, the shoulder gets tight, it comes into a protracted position, and then you find that it starts to limit your range of movement, limit your ability to be able to throw your hooks, to get your elbow up when you're throwing your hooks. And it all actually stems from the back, from the shoulder position, from the shoulder blade position. So this next movement here is designed to improve the strength in a muscle called serratus anterior, which is a muscle that sits underneath your shoulder blade, keeps the shoulder blade flat onto your rib cage, keeps the shoulder joint in a much better, more stable position. So this is like the early stage rehab. If you've got shoulder problems and they're not chronic and they've not been there for years and need some sort of proper intervention, these are things that are going to help to alleviate some of those niggles you're going to pick up through training. So Liam's going to go into a 4-point kneeling position. If you notice, he's also coming up onto his toes. So this is almost like his get set position if he was an athlete in his starting blocks. And then what we're going to do here, with the fingers facing forwards, Liam's going to try and imagine turning his elbow pits. So I describe these things here as his elbow pits, turning those forwards into what we call external rotation. Now, as he does that, what he'll feel is a tightening sensation around the scapula, around the back. And that's because what we're doing here is activating the serratus anterior muscle. You can relax there, dude. Now, what I do these with is I do these as isometric holds. So I wouldn't do them as push-ups. I wouldn't do them actually as a movement. I'd do them as an isometric hold. So basically what you're doing is turning your arms into external rotation, turning your elbow pits forwards, and holding that position for 30 seconds and doing that for 2 sets. So that is your early stage shoulder rehabilitation. If you have some scapular dyskinesis, when you look into the mirror, you look asymmetrical, you can't throw your hooks, you can't get your elbow up when you're throwing your hooks, you've got pain either at the front or the side of the shoulder, we're going to start to build some strength in the back, which will actually alleviate much of the pain at the front and much of the pain at the side in those shoulder problems.